What's going on YouTube? It's Donnie B all day, bringing you another Do I Still Love It? I love the Do I Still Love It because I just love when I get the chance to bring out a knife that I've spoken so highly about at one point and find out, have my feelings changed, has my opinion changed, has anything changed about how I feel regarding that particular knife. And this particular knife, and you can see how easy it's coming and going in and out of the sheath. You can remember when these are brand new, the sheaths come extremely tight and they have to be worked a little bit. Like right now, it'll still stay there right until there. It gets a little tight, but not like it was when it's new, which is a great thing because it really gives it a chance to break in. Now you can see there's a little bit of wear on there. And this thing has gone camping with me twice so far. And then just using it around the yard, I freaking love it. It's a really, really solid knife. So, the Condor Undertaker, do I still love it? Easy answer is yes. I mean, if you look at this flat top with heavy belly, and the belly is centered toward the front, I mean, who wouldn't love that? That is a sweet piece of clip point right there. Now, are there things about this knife that I wish would be different? Yep. Does it have anything to do with the material of this handle? Nope. I like the wood. I have no problem with the wood. It's great. I actually really appreciate the wood. It feels nice. Even though it's slick, it feels nice. You hear this? You hear that? It's still, even though it's slick, when you add pressure to it, it sticks to the hand. And I like that. So basically, let's go over some of these specs. The blade thickness, I do wish it was a little bit thicker. It's 0.2 inches. I'm not sure what that is in millimeters, if it's 4 millimeters or 3.5 millimeters. I'm not sure. I was trying to look. I could have swore I saw like a bend, but I don't think so. I thought it was just my eyes playing tricks on me. I thought like it was leaning over, but I don't think it is. It's just weird. It kind of looks like it goes this way a little bit, doesn't it? I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but that could have something to do with it being a thin blade and being worked hard, or it's just my eyeballs playing tricks on me. So there might not be a bend in there, or a lean, I should say, not a bend. So we're talking about an overall length of 15.5 inches with a blade length of 10.2 inches. It is out of El Salvador. And let's see. It is 1075 carbon steel. So far this thing has performed really, really well. So what don't I like about it? Like I just said, I wish it was a little bit thicker. I think at maybe 1/4 inch, this thing all out beastin'. What this does at the current gauge it sits in is it just makes it for a really fast chopper, and when you're talking about just going through things in a single swipe, like if you were cruising through like in El Salvador, it's different than what we have here, right there. The outside, I'm not loaded with a bunch of bamboo and reeds and things like that, where you can go through with one shot. I don't have a lot of that. We have a lot of trees, you know what I mean? We're foresty, big stuff. So using it out here, the chopping is going to be a little bit different. Now, you'll notice like right here, there's a little hiccup in the grind, and I really don't care about that because I love handmade knives. And what that tells me is that this most likely is a hand-done grind, and it's not machine done because it's kind of wonky. And wonky just means somebody took the time to grab this knife and go by hand. And I appreciate that way more than if this was a piece of perfectly done machine cut, right? So I can actually really, really appreciate that little spot right there. It's one little spot, and it just tells a story about the guy who made it. He was going, or something, you know, and that's what happened. But like I said, it just makes it a man's knife to me. It doesn't need to be perfect. It needs to work perfect. So What don't I like about it? That I don't like the fact that it's that thin. I wish it was a little thicker, because maybe it's not my mind playing tricks on me. Maybe it's just because it's really thin. It happens, right? Outside of that, the only thing I wish would be, you see how straight this is? If this came like that up to here and then down, you would have an area here that swells out on both sides, and you would never ever lose this in a swing. It would never come close to coming out of the hand. And that's the only thing I would change about this knife. Even if you left it at this gauge, this thick, right? But changed the flaring at the end to give it a flare out. Completely different. And it's why it's been camping with me twice and not thrice. I just really, really wish the handle was better. A lot of people ask about the Fjord knives. And it's the same thing. They have that Fjord toothpick type thing where it's a double-edged dagger. And then they have the Von Tempsky, and they have the same stick handle. And when you're talking about, especially the Von Tempsky, it's a blade this big, it's really heavy, and you're talking about swinging a heavy blade with a straight handle, it's just not safe, right? And it does nothing for the grip. It does nothing for you. Like if I just held it like this, it's comfortable. I'm not going to lie to you guys. This is, you think it's a rectangle, but it's a comfortable rectangle. They round it off right. They do a really good job. I love the extra pins in there. And it's really, really nice in the hand, but it's not safe in the hand because there's nothing holding it onto you. That's it. This way with the guard, sure, if you're coming down, you have plenty of structure, plenty of safety, but the opposite direction, boop, nothing. So that's the only thing. Do I still love this knife? Absolutely. I really do. And even with what it's lacking and where it's missing in bulk, I still love it. I still love it. And we're going to go find out if that bulk is going to, or the lack of bulk is going to affect us, because we're going to go outside and maybe hit some things. Let's go chop. All right, so one thing I can say about this being straight and it flying out of the hand is it should, and I haven't thrown this in a long time, it should, yeah, it should throw pretty well. I mean, that's dead center, dead straight. And that was my first throw, and probably a year with this thing. Let's do one more. Let's do one more, and this will be the one I missed because I'm saying let's do one more. Oh, I knew it! I actually hit the tip, but I had a feeling I was gonna miss. So the only other thing, there we go. The only other thing I don't like that I wish would be changed is it's a hollow grind. It's a hollow grind here, and I do wish, oh no, I went my every other one, and I do wish that it was a flat grind there, just for strength. But there we go. I threw that one low. But I do wish that. I'm not gonna spend all day throwing, even though I really want to, because I think throwing this just a couple more times, I would have this thing down pat. And I would be able to throw anytime, anywhere with this. All right, so let's see. Let's come over here. We still got some tree armor on this one, so we'll start by hitting the tree armor. And it's going right through like crazy. So I can tell you right away that it doesn't feel bad in the hand. Am I feeling like vibration? Absolutely. Remember, it's a hollow grind. So if you want your blade to last forever, please hit it right. I don't think I'm giving you guys a good angle here. Please hit it right. Don't pull back at an angle. Hit it straight. Bring it back straight. So this, if the blade goes into the wood, don't turn. Goes in straight, pull it out straight. Goes in straight, pull it out straight. That's the way to keep your blade from warping or chipping. It's just understanding. It's a hollow grind. You see how it's stuck in there? I got to come out dead straight. Otherwise, I really risk damaging that piece. Now, it's hard to go in and out, especially when you get stuck and you want to like rip it. It's hard to, especially when you're going fast, to remember and to even think about coming out at the exact same angle you go in. It's really hard, but what it is, it just takes practice. Literally, it's just practice going in and out the same direction. But look at this hole this thing notched in there just now, right? And that's through the tree armor, through all the bark, and just tearing it up. And you see I'm not swinging with a full arm. I'm literally half arming it. I'm just ba 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 ba. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's just it's a good knife. It's a really good knife. And what they charge you for it, I think is right on the money. I don't think, like you see a lot of these knife companies where they, something especially this size, I'm not going to name any names, but you'd be over 200 bucks. You'd be over 200 bucks for something like this. And I think anywhere between, I don't know, 90 and 170 is probably a good value for a knife of this size. It just, and this, you know, this caliber, but with these materials too. I don't know. I hate seeing companies overcharge. You know, if one company can charge a certain amount, why can't the other? It doesn't make a difference. They're charging by name. Oh, and I don't like that. I don't like that. You know, you're saying we put our brand name on it, so that makes it worth more. That's not true. It's just not true. Every other one. Every other one. So, oh, look at that one in there. So really, these guys, it's a good value. It's just a good value. I think they make a really, really good knife at a really decent price. It's affordable and it's appropriate. And how much is it? I don't know. I'm just guessing that I remember that it was somewhere in the $100 range. I don't know. I might be way wrong. As a matter of fact, let's go look real quick. All right, so I'm looking on Smoky Mountain Knife Works right now, which is generally pretty close to how much a knife costs from the store. Smoky Mountain doesn't always throw down the prices. And they have it for $100.23. That's how much they have this for. That is a really appropriate price. It's actually a really good price for something like this. Made this way with these materials, so with this kind of sheath, this really nice sheath. I think that's a very, very appropriate price. So, do I think that it's worth the value? That this knife is worth 100 bucks? This is way worth 100 bucks. Way worth 100 bucks. And I think this one could go up to 140 like this. Just like this, I think this could be a $140, $150 knife. Nice that it's at 100 bucks. That is really cheap. That is really cheap. You look at like the D-Bad Preacher. It's not next to me. D-Bad Preacher's even bigger. It's got more stuff going on. And that's 100 bucks. So, I mean, it's possible to keep a really big, badass blade in that kind of price tag, especially if you have manual labor going into it, not a machine, right? If it's just being run through a machine, I have no idea why they charge so much. No idea. The machine is doing most of the work. This is where men put their hands together and get dirty and make a knife, and they're still charging a better price than these machines. So if you're getting these knives that are meticulously made and perfect in every way, and those grinds are because they're all machine made, who are you paying? I don't understand. I just don't understand why companies charge so much. But all I know is that this company doesn't. So do I still love the Condor Undertaker Bowie? Yes. I am Donnie B all day. Until next knife.